This is kind of where I indulge and get to cry a little over my hair and commiserate with others who are going through the same thing. I am Leila Radan, known online as Ms. Bohemia, a damaged blonde. Damage courtesy of DivaCurl. The whole thing is just really fucked up. I'm in a place right now where I just fucking hate my looks. I hate my hair. My whole sense of self is like intricately interconnected with my hair. It is at the most damaged that it has ever been in my entire life. Oftentimes I've heard so many people in addressing the DivaCurl situation say that, oh, I'm not normally one to be dramatic and I don't want to be dramatic. No, you're not being dramatic. If someone comes up to you and just punches you and you have to defend yourself, you're being assertive. You've been placed in a position where you now have to defend yourself and you kind of have to fight for yourself and you kind of have to heal from what's happened to you. So you're not being dramatic. You're a survivor of some experience. We've been punched in the hair. So no, I'm not being dramatic. I'm not adding to any drama, but I'm dealing with a situation that I never fucking asked for, and I'm gonna be assertive and I'm gonna add my voice to the stories out there. I've never been one to really delve into the world of YouTube, seek hair advice. Back in my day, before internet, before YouTube, being curly just meant you kind of had to figure it out on your own. There really wasn't anything about hair science. It would never even cross my mind to read up on hair science. I had products that I used throughout my life pre-damage. They either worked or they didn't work. I just felt lucky to find something that worked and then you stuck to it. I'd see in recent years more curly girl products on the shelves, but I never really felt the need to experiment because what's the point? I had something that worked. And I just always felt like nothing really was gonna work on my hair. So if I found that one thing that worked, you hold on to it and you don't let go. And in trying to figure out how to heal from this goddamn damage, how does hair work? And oh my God, I stumbled upon this whole crazy world of hair YouTubers and advice and hair science and porosity and ingredients to be aware of and whatnot. And now I'm on this healing journey and I just want to add my voice to the growing chorus of women who've been damaged by DivaCurl. The whole entire crown of my head mainly is the area that has sustained the heaviest damage. My whole entire head of hair has sustained damage, but this portion is where the concentration of the damage is. My hair has been breaking off to the point that it's completely sunken in here because it's short. It's not the length that it should be. So I'm missing volume. My hair would normally be out to here and it's same in the back. So as you can see, all this completely short. Whereas this is long, completely short. Yes, you can see my root. Let me show you the back. You see it? I'm gonna show you it. This whole area is damaged. I hate having to live with this. When I did this, a bunch of hair fell down. I have tons of tiny breakages and big breakages. One thing I've also noticed in addition to this breakage is that I've had a bunch of thinning to my hair. I've lost hair here. So now I noticed after it was growing in, I thought I had a widow's peak at some point and I was baffled by it because I never remembered having a widow's peak. And then lo and behold, no, I didn't have a widow's peak. I had lost hair due to the DivaCurl damage. As the hair was growing in, even that was an issue. Even that hasn't been simple. I can mainly speak to the ones here because it's the most noticeable. They've grown in very coarse, very bumpy and rough to the touch. Very weak. I mean, as I'm touching this, I see hairs falling out and it's not breakage. It's actually coming out from the root and the hair is growing in very white. Yes, I have grays coming in, but there's really no section of my hair that's coming in pure white. And these sections of growth that are directly affected to thinning in relation to DivaCurl damage is coming in white, which is super trippy. I'm pretty much sitting here with some semblance of a curly mullet. I do my best to like hide it and fluff these problem areas out and just work it. I play around with different stylers. The thing that's baffling, it's not this clear-cut thing where, oh my God, a bunch of hair broke off. No, it's like, it's long and then all of a sudden over time I notice, is it my imagination or am I missing hair? When the hell did I start missing all this hair? Oh my God. I've heard it said that when people have plastic surgery, once they get their new face, they acclimate to it so fast that they forget what the old face really looked like. This is their new normal. And I really think it's been that way with me with hair. Oh, I miss my hair. My natural untouched, undamaged hair before it was ever chemically treated in any way, shape, or form were nice, defined 3A curls. Nice big hair. I've always had big hair. I've always worn it long. For me, short hair would be to here, and that was just like, oh, devastatingly short. Over time, I started getting my grays, and they really kicked in towards my early 20s. So I started to dye my hair more and more often because I started to get the big concentration of grays here. I'm still darker here, as you can see. Have a lot more gray here, to the point that it's completely pretty much white on my hairline. And so I started to dye my hair with black box dye. First it was dark brown, and then just black felt easier. It was growing out so fast, and because it's so pervasive, I had to pretty much dye it every 2 weeks. And it was just becoming both a pain in the ass, and it was damaging my hair. I didn't even realize that the damage that I was sustaining was damage. I just thought something was happening to my hair because it was thinning out. I was losing curl definition, and I decided to start going blonde, going lighter, mainly because that would space out the amount of time where I needed to do the touch-ups. So it took about 8 months to a year to take me fully blonde. Early 2015 is when I started. I would say that by the end of the year, beginning of 2016, I was blonde. And it made life so much easier because instead of dyeing every 2 weeks, 24 times a year, I was dyeing once every 2 months, 6 times a year. And so my hair started to fill in. My hair was damaged from my box dye years, so I chopped it off. I hate short hair on me with a goddamn passion. I had like an asymmetrical bob, and it was growing in beautifully. It had filled in. It had incredible volume, incredible curls, incredible length. Finally, by 2019, my hair was down to here, so I figured, oh my god, a couple more years and I'll have it even longer. April 2019, I had to go to a new colorist because my old colorist decided to leave San Francisco, and I was so OCD about my hair being done right that she came with me to the new colorist to teach her exactly what she used, the formula she used, how she did my hair. She did it for her once, made sure she had it down, so I thought I was in good hands. Everything was set. It was going to be great. And the first couple times she did an okay job. The third time that I went in, April 2019, I don't know what the hell she was thinking. She overlapped the bleach, and then she stuck me under the dryer. She left me under the dryer for too long, and I've been told, just don't put people with bleach under the dryer. I mean, that's like the main thing. And if you're stupid enough to do it, don't leave them in there for too long. She left me in there, I don't even know how long. I would say definitely over a half hour, maybe 40 some odd minutes. And right after the appointment, I was with my hair wet in the car because I don't let stylists style my hair. They don't know how to take me to curly. So I had my hair wet because I was going to style it myself at home. I was in the car on my way to get my son from school after my hair appointment, playing with my hair. And every time I touched it, just clumps of hair were coming out. And that's where this stupid hair journey that entailed recovery from damage that I didn't ever want to sustain, and a hair journey that I never asked for, began. This completely changed my hair's porosity. I was already high porosity because when you chemically treat your hair in any way, shape, or form, and even if your hair is fine and healthy, it's stripping some layers off your hair and it's changing the porosity. So I was high porosity, but I knew how to live with my hair. I had products that worked with my hair. My hair had changed from regular high porosity to damaged high porosity. That same product, I had to put globs and globs and globs because my hair was just like soaking it all in, but I'm guessing not retaining it. And it took me, first of all, forever to diffuse. I would be at it for like 2 to 3 hours, and I'm not joking. And at best, my hair would be wavy. Oh my god. After this woman fried my hair, it was completely dead. I'm putting a picture here that you can see. It just was not shaping in any shape or form. And so after that, whenever I put stylers in, at best it would become a really pathetic wave, but it wasn't curling. But there's only so much you can do. You can find products that strengthen the hair shaft by probably filling in the gaps where the proteins or whatever are missing. But when your hair is damaged to the extent that the cuticle is just not closing, and that's what was happening with my hair, maybe you can figure out ways to hold on to it, but eventually you're gonna have to chop that damage off. You can't magically restore it to its original healthy amazingness. It's not gonna happen. And so that's where I was. I did chop part of my hair to here, continued with a healing protocol. Realistically, I should have probably done a huge, big, short, super short chop, but I didn't want to. So I figured I'll deal with it as it grows in. This product helped my curls start to kick back in, but nothing was holding it. And I had resisted using DivaCurl for years. I wasn't interested. It was too expensive. It made no sense to me. I thought it was overhyped. I was so desperate at this point. I had tried so many brands that people swore by, that other stylists that I interviewed and talked to. And I tried so many things and nothing was working. And so DivaCurl was not responsible for helping my curls kick in. DivaCurl was finally helping give me some hold that other products weren't in a shorter amount of time. So whereas before I was diffusing 2 to 3 hours, maybe now I was down to an hour and a half, which was like, oh my God, a miracle. There are pictures that I took wanting to look good. So I did everything I could to fluff it up and make it look big, but that doesn't mean that when I was out in the world, it really did look that big, though DivaCurl did help give me that volume. But it took a long time of styling and diffusing and adding products and using whatever gels were the stickiest in the line. And my hair just felt completely dry and brittle and rough to the touch and like sandpaper. It just felt awful. I just thought that it was because this was my new reality. My hair had been damaged by bleach. It was high damage type porosity. And I thought that's what it was supposed to feel like. And Stephanie Merrow, the Curl Ninja, has been instrumental in like waking me up to what was happening to my hair and in figuring out the path through and post my damage and trying to understand what happened. She was a DivaCurl devotee. It worked great for her. So that kind of reassured me that, okay, fine, I may be spending all this money, but it's worth it if it's gonna help me with my hair. And her natural hair in its undamaged form is gorgeous. And so if she could have that, then maybe my hair as it healed and using DivaCurl could get there too. Then she started talking of damage that she was experiencing. Breakage and thinning and her hair acting differently. And it kind of started waking me up to, oh my God, I mean, I'm going through that too, but is it just because of the bleach? Or is it actually DivaCurl damaging my hair? Because that's what she said she believed was happening. She had noticed it damaging her clients and it was damaging her. So I didn't even want to risk it anymore. I mean, I was going through hell with this fucking new hair world in life. To deal with conversations regarding the DivaCurl damage we were all waking up to, she started a new Facebook page, and I was probably one of the first of 10. And now I believe we're over 60,000 people in this Facebook group. And that's where we started sharing stories of what we were going through and sharing pictures and sharing videos. And that woke me up to the fact that, oh my God, a lot of what I've been going through since my bleach damage is not because of the bleach damage, because I cut a lot of that off and I'd been using a product that was really helping my hair. So why was it not getting better? And it made sense that it was the DivaCurl. I stopped using DivaCurl cold turkey, and when I stopped, my hair was like in that horrific, dry, brittle, disgusting mess. It just didn't feel good to the touch. It just was horrible, coarse. It felt coarse, it felt disgusting. It was, everything just didn't feel good. It didn't feel like hair. It felt like straw. And so I was just desperate to use anything else that I had to give me some semblance of hold while I tried to figure out what else I could put in my hair that could help. So we had a Shea Moisture Coconut Hibiscus Mousse, which is really a foam lying around, and I pumped that in to my hair, diffused, dried way faster than it had been with DivaCurl, maybe like, I don't know, down to 50 minutes from the hour and a half. And it felt amazing. It felt so soft. It actually felt like hair. It actually moved and it actually had some luster and it actually could bounce and curls were forming more. And so that showed me DivaCurl was really pushing my hair to this unhealthy edge and causing so much more of the breakage that I was experiencing. So it wasn't my imagination that my hair was worse off than it had ever been, even after the bleach damage. And with bleach damage, yes, it damages your hair, but at some point you start to have it be healthy again. My hair was just getting worse and worse and worse. And even the new growth, which had not been touched by the bleach damage and by the fry job from April 2019. For a long time, I held back on really including myself as someone who suffered DivaCurl damage, mainly because it's very easy to point a finger at me and say, well, you sustained bleach damage. How do you know your current damage is from DivaCurl? And I can tell you that it's from DivaCurl because it was ongoing. It was not stopping. It was getting worse. My hair was thinning. It was falling out from my follicles and the root, and the breakage was ongoing even on new hair because most of the hair that had been damaged by the bleach I had cut off. So how the hell was that being explained? I have since found my voice. I do have a right to the rage and the anger that I feel as a result of the DivaCurl damage. Yes, DivaCurl damage that I have sustained, and that's that. My story gets even more complicated because after my DivaCurl damage, I sustained even further damage. After the first colorist fried my hair, I had to start the journey of looking for a new colorist, and I found this other guy who did a decent enough job. But when he did the bleach on my hair like I had been doing for years with no issue, I started feeling the palms of my hands started to itch, and it got intense and I just couldn't stop scratching, and then they got red, and then the soles of my feet were itching. I started feeling short of breath, and then I started feeling dizzy. Oh my god, have I developed a bleach allergy? Yes, I had, because when this colorist pretty much fried it into my scalp that one time in April, it threw me over the edge. Here I was with a bleach allergy. I didn't continue with this guy even though he's lovely because it was too expensive. So I started looking for new colorists, found this girl who was amazing. Well, she seemed to be amazing. She claimed that she had figured out a way to use high lift that would strip me down to my level blonde. So I trusted her. First few times it was okay, and she overdid it with the toner. We're still trying to fine-tune things. Third time I went to see her, she put the high lift in my hair and stuck me under the dryer, and I started feeling like a light tingling. I'm like, oh my god, this is like bleach. Later on I found out that she mixed in bleach with it. She never told me, and she stuck me under the dryer, and so here I go again. The same damage, same breakage happening, but now on hair that was living with DivaCurl damage atop prior bleach damage. So all of this is just piled on into a fucking clusterfuck of a nightmare. This was December. Oh my god, last day of 2019. Since then, my hair has been breaking into this. Just breakage, 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 breakage. Part of what was baffling with all the breakage that I was experiencing was why? Why to this extent? Why, if I'm doing all these healing protocols and hair masks and I'm good with my protein moisture balance, and when I use those products my hair feels incredible, why is it still breaking off? Another hairstylist who's also on YouTube is Brittany Gray. She did a DivaCurl video that was great, and she touches base on different theories that Stephanie has pretty much investigated. But the theory that makes the most sense to me, DivaCurl has exchanged hands a number of times. Whenever that happens with a huge company, which DivaCurl now is, you will find that they're trying to cut costs and cut corners any way they can, which means using cheaper materials. So when it comes to DivaCurl and their products, this means that the companies have been using cheaper plastics. The formulation we know has changed a few times. Whether that is the actual sole reason or not, we don't think so, but they do have ingredients that are not the best, namely urea, which is present in a number of their products and is known to release formaldehyde. And we also suspect that these products are not stored in the best, most optimal conditions. And what that means is that if a product is not stored properly at the right temperature and is potentially overheating, it might have a chemical reaction, especially because of the cheap plastic containers that they are in, with the product itself, therefore releasing formaldehyde. And it's a recipe for disaster. The thing that stood out to me from what Brittany Gray said is her explanation of what this means. Basically, when a product releases formaldehyde, it acts like a relaxer, which makes a lot of sense because one of the main complaints that you'll hear from a number of us, most of us, all of us who use DivaCurl is a loss of our curl, is a loss of our natural pattern. Why? Because it's acting like a relaxer. Brittany Gray made a point of explaining that relaxers, especially the strong ones that are the most effective, and by that I mean achieving the goal of really straightening the hair as straight as possible, especially those strong ones. And so here you have DivaCurl products that are releasing formaldehyde and causing chaos and wreaking havoc in our hair. And what's even worse is that relaxer and bleach do not mix. And so here I was with whether I had the bleach damage or not is really irrelevant. Yes, the bleach damage weakened my hair and threw it into a state of distress that it was not normally in, but I would have had bleach on my hair regardless. And so here I was adding DivaCurl to this bleach, and then after that I had more bleach damage. And so it's just a recipe for the disaster that I am currently living with atop my head. Part of the journey that has been frustrating and painful has been the gaslighting of the community that has suffered from the DivaCurl damage, in the sense that you'll see so many trying to blame it on the fact that, oh, they probably didn't know how to use the products correctly. DivaCurl being CGM, you probably weren't washing product out of your hair properly. There was probably product buildup and on both the scalp and the hair causing the damage. So it's not necessarily DivaCurl's fault. No, come on, we're not fucking stupid. You can't have 60,000 plus, and that's just going off the Facebook group. I'm sure there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands more women with damage. And so you can't say that so many women are just so inept at using a product, A. And B, a product shouldn't be that delicate to use that if you don't use it exactly to a T, it's gonna cause such horrendous damage to your hair. I've never been CGM. My protocol with wash and healing, etc. has not been DivaCurl, has never been DivaCurl. I've always had sulfates in my shampoo. Sulfates and silicones work great for my hair. I'm not afraid of them. That discards that. I mainly use the stylers, and it's been the stylers that cause damage to my hair. You have a huge array of women with hair textures and porosities and patterns all across the board when it comes to ethnicity, location, global location, etc., lifestyle, diet. And the one thing we share in common is this damage with completely similar symptoms and experiences. So I'm sorry, it's DivaCurl. I felt compelled to make this video just to share my story, to release my frustration. It's been a nightmare, and I've tried to be zen about it and move on. And of course, I'm not like constantly thinking about my hair, but when you're a curly girl, it's a major part of your identity. I have to deal with it every day, every morning. My looser curls mean that I don't wake up with my hair ready to go. I have to restyle, I have to refresh, and I have to touch my head. And every time I do, I feel the mess that it is, and it's distressing. I have to keep sweeping my bathroom floor because it is full of breakage after I work with my hair. That's my reality. It's ongoing. It's nonstop. I can't escape it. I can't pause it. I can't rewind it and never have lived through it. Thank you, DivaCurl. And so with that, thank you for tuning in. Let's see where this damn journey goes. And that's that. It is what it is. Oh, it's devastating.